Can I get a thumbs up if everyone can hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. We are Cent AI, aka Group 2, and today we're proud to present our project, ShopSense. ShopSense is an agentic AI shopping assistant that we developed to make online product browsing smarter and more personalized. It uses retrieval augmented generation, RAG, to find relevant product information, analyzes customer reviews for sentiment, and even allows users to add their own feedback in real time. Through this project, our goal was to explore how AI can bridge the gap between data, insight, and real consumer experience. We're excited to show you how Cent AI and our ShopSense tool makes shopping more intelligent and intuitive. Okay. Our goal with this project was to build an AI-powered shopping assistant that doesn't just help users find and order products, but it also makes the entire experience more intelligent and interactive. ShopSense gives users the ability to browse, review, and understand products through AI-driven insights, while giving admins a dashboard that tracks customer sentiment in real time. Now, the benefits extend beyond convenience, however. This solution can provide online businesses with valuable insights into customer behavior, helping them improve engagement and fine-tune their marketing strategies. At the same time, our intelligent chatbot offers 24/7 support, personalized product guidance, and gathers feedback that can continuously improve both customer satisfaction and business performance. Next, we will take a look at how the project was broken down into its major component parts.
We divided our project for 3 areas of focus. User interface was handled by Nefretri, Matlushi, and Ratna. For user interface, they focused in design streamlit, for chatbot and dashboard sentiment view. Brian, Ratna, and Matushi focused on AI, machine learning, to define architecture, design LangChain RAG flow, integrate LLMs, collect Amazon reviews, pre-process, train sentiment model, and handle background automation, review updates, and email notifications. And third area of focus was a backend, was handled by Irina, Matushi, and Ratna. And we built fast API endpoints, managed DB CRUD, and integrated ML pipeline.
So I'm gonna talk about the project architecture. Here, she just told about the UI. We have UI part, we have AI/ML part, and the backend part. So here we are using LangChain. In LangChain, we are using the agenting approach, where agent can take the decision based on it can take the very smart decision and choose the tool based on the query user is doing. Based on that, they can query, and it will. We have the prompt where user input and prompt will go to the LLM, and then it will go to the memory and give the output to the user. While user is using this AI/ML model, agent will choose the decision from the tool, and call the API, which will pull the data from the database.
This shows the end-to-end flow of a LAN chain-based RAG architecture, specifically showing how a chatbot can leverage external knowledge efficiently. The flow is divided into 3 layers: embedding or ingestion, retrieval, and LLM generation. First, in the embedding layer, we start with the knowledge base. Documents from this knowledge base are chunked and transformed into numerical vectors using an embedding model. We use sentence transformer from Hugging Face, which is free. These vectors are stored in the vector database, making our knowledge base easily searchable by semantic meaning, not just keywords. Next, in the retrieval layer, when a user asks a question, the user query is converted into an embedding. The system searches for the top k similar documents by comparing the query's embedding with those stored in the database. This means we are able to quickly and intelligently surface only the most relevant piece of information. Finally, in the LLM generation layer, the retrieved documents and the original user query are assembled into a prompt. This prompt is then passed to a LLM. We are using GPT-4, which generates a final context-rich response for the user. Overall, this RAG pipeline enables the chatbot to provide answers grounded in the latest knowledge, even when the information wasn't part of the original LLM training data, making the system dynamic, accurate, and highly scalable.
Here is a list of the tools and technology we use for our shopping assistant chatbot. For our user interface, we use Streamlit. For AI and machine learning, we use LangChain. For orchestrating complex AI workflows, OpenAI APIs for advanced language model capabilities, ChromeDB as our vector database for efficient semantic search, Python and Pandas for data processing and scripting, and Hugging Face for accessing pre-trained models and embeddings. We created custom tools, retrieve product, retrieve review by ID, retrieve review by name, and others. And then for our classification agent, we use Zero Shot. And then for backend tools, we use Fast API, Post.
Start our project, we try to organize in whatever standard we use in the industry. So we split our work, make the stories, assign the stories to each and everybody, and maintain the board. We have a GitHub repo where we continuously pushing our changes. We have backend data, front-end, ML, scripts. So the data we are using, the raw data, is coming from this data. If we go inside, we have the raw data. We have 2 data. This one is a little heavy, so we chunk it in 3,000 because it was starting to 4,000. This one, which was like taking long time to train and everything. And then with our program, it is going to the process data, which is basically used for our AI/ML part. The backend has the agent, and then routes is basically we put all the API. I'm not going through each and every files. I'm just pointing out the main files we want to show you. And ML part, we have all those models we implemented here. Like for example, the sentiment part, we used Facebook, and then over there we used one part that sentiment model PI was there. So like that, we use those, and front end part is there. And when we first start the project, we try to see like what is the real picture. For that, we created this diagram to understand each and every team actually what's happening, what we are trying to accomplish, and what we are trying to get. So we created this initial phase. We did this, and these are the endpoints. We are the Swagger endpoints, and then this is the chat API. Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes to refresh because I didn't refresh for a long time. Okay, so this is the UI part. Yeah. Okay.
So I started with making the UI for the project. First, I used Python and had to install Streamlit, and I looked online for codes for the Streamlit, and then I organized them into GitHub and created the outline.
This is a chatbot, and since our let me show you the data structure a little bit. So this is the busy admin, and if you see the columns is like product related and review related. So since we have a limited data, we especially the TV and tablets. So if we ask anything about related to that, our knowledge base have those information related to those information. So just for example, if we type, do you HD fire, how it is as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so it come up with that shortly and then gave us the information about the product and what is order specification and some review information, what it does.
Mhm. Let me talk about the RAG flow part of the architecture here. I originally used Langflow to try to implement this. We had a Python program that did all the heavy lifting of pulling in our relevant information from the external sources. In Langflow, I integrated a custom block using our RAG engine Python code. Now, I ran into some challenges during that integration, mostly some variable type mismatches from the input to the output. And I also hit some TPM limits this way. But what I decided to do, I wanted to first prove out our architecture. Is this working? And I decided to scale it back so I could get around these errors and by troubleshooting this and simplifying the flow, just using a file flow with one file. I had to eliminate most of the records in the file just to see it work. And sure enough, it did work. I was happy. I was proud of myself. The prototype worked. Okay. I even created an endpoint from that flow, use ngrok to serve up the endpoint. Everything worked. It was serving up the responses. Problem was, at this point, it was only a prototype of what we were attempting to do. This is when Redna stepped in and helped me and finish the job by using LangChain directly to implement the RAG engine.
Just before, like the agent will try to understand the user query, and it will provide the path, which API to call, which data to pull. So we search about the product, it gave us product related things. Now we are searching about the review, show me customer review. So let's see. Okay, so it is giving, it is saying like, although it has some negative review, but on the other hand, encourage like some positive review also. So we are saying, okay, that's fine. We just want to order it.
And when we order it, if we are calling API with product ID and name, and we adding a record to the order table in a Postgres database.
So let's first see what is how our Postgres database now look like. It has only one record, and after we are done, it gave us the order ID, like, okay, successfully done. And let's see here, if we just execute. Okay, it already have, I think I was practicing something, so it has another record. So it has the data over there. And now I'm saying, okay, email me. I need the order to be emailed to me.
So for emailing, because SMTP is Windows, and I'm not sure if everybody has it installed, so we use the SendGrid, which is a free version, to send email. So when he gives the email address,
So it is asking me for email address, so I'm going to send that.
the tool has the context, so it's going to pick from it itself. It's not going to go to DB because it all has the memory inbuilt.
Okay. And if I go to my email, which is here. Yeah, there we go. So here is the 56355. Let's see what is our. Five, 6, 3, 5, 5. So this is the order we just did. So we have some other window also, like admin and sentiment. Let's go through this. So admin is basically, it will keep track of your chat. So we did 5 conversation, how many characters there are, what are the conversation we have, we can download that. We can change the slider to see the time frame. Since we have only one time frame, we cannot do that right now, but we have that capability. And the sentiment is that basically is the sentiment analysis we did. So that dashboard, so that is basically focused on the CEO or whoever want to know about the market, where they're standing, what are the improvements they need to do. Audience will be them. We are thinking that way. So they can see how many total reviews there are, average sentiment score, and the positive reviews was 91%, which is really good for the company. So there is some business advice is there, excellent customer satisfaction, keep it up. So those some suggestion advice will be there, and then they can change the product. They may like to see only one product, how it is doing. They can filter it out. And it will refresh the page and do it. There is another section which they can see, okay, I want to see how many actual reviews there. They can see in a tabular format. So they can see here who are the person, what is the score, what are those, and it will also show top 3 reviews from there and the confidence level. And they can also change how many they want to see. So basically, yeah, this is the tool we developed. We're really proud of that. The whole team, thank you to the whole team. We were really cooperative and yeah, it will end in our demo.
Your big round. So good job. So I have a couple of questions. When you answer, if you can, maybe use your reference point, maybe a PowerPoint, maybe a code, whatever it is. Like I saw your UI, which is Streamlit UI, which is very good, like very interesting one. Like when you send the request, your API, I'm assuming you mentioned fast, I believe, fast API or Flask, right? So how many endpoints did you define?
So I can show you the Swagger. So this is our Swagger page, which will give us all the API we are calling. So for RAG, we have 4 API. For Sentiment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although we didn't use 7, Health we don't need to count, but yeah. Although we didn't use that, but we keep it ready so that we can leverage our functionality in future.
Got it.
That is our future plan, that we want to do some of the things.
So once your API receives that, then what you do? You have, how LLM is invoked? Is it like all API using same model or they have different models?
It has different models.
So take it up. So the sentiment APIs that we showed is all linked with the sentiment dashboard. But for the chatbot, the only API that it calls is the chat API. And in the chat API, we have an orchestrator which detects the intent. This is a hybrid model. We wanted to do full-fledged, but we couldn't. We came up with a hybrid approach where we built the tools. That's if you go to the other bar, whatever you see in the RAG, those are our tools. How to retrieve the product, how to review, order, those are our tools. We have defined it as tools, and then we have defined an intent to the LLM. When there is a product inquiry, go to product. When they ask about reviews, go to reviews.
Got it.
When there is an order, go to order. When there is an email, there is an email endpoint too. Somewhere down there, it will go to email endpoint.
Got it. So when you were testing, like, anytime it happens, you write a proper prompt, but it does not go to predefined intent?
Yes, we did find that. We tried to fine tune. The main reason we couldn't do a full prompting is we had so much context and all our APIs were expecting so many inputs, so we couldn't go full-fledged LLM, so it's hybrid as I told. So we were able to, do a hybrid approach. And what we did is, even if the detect intent doesn't work, it couldn't find, we had a fallback which runs through the normal tools and let the LLM handle it via the prompts.
Got it. I saw you guys are using, and anybody can answer. I know you guys are using, I think, database, Postgres, right? What is the power? How do you use that Postgres as a knowledge base? Or is it making a real-time call? Or is it a predefined embedded vector?
No, Postgres is just a backend thing. For vector database, we use the local Chroma DB.
Okay.
In the solution, we could see that when we ran the RAG, it did chunk and create the vector inside the solution itself as a Chroma DB. We just named it as Chroma DB. We didn't name it differently, but Postgres is where we are storing our main content for orders and everything. But Chroma is a vector database.
So how did you feed the knowledge there? Because
So So we use the sentence transformer from Hugging Face
Uh-huh.
to embed this CSV,
Mhm.
whatever the chunk CSV.
Oh, CSV file, okay.
Then it is stored in the vector database. So in the vector database, we do have two collections. One is products and another one is reviews.
Okay.
So all those two endpoints that you see, the product and reviews are not going to Postgres. It is going to ChromaDB to get the top case search results, and the threshold we have set is 0.5 or 0.5.
And which component decides, like, should I go to what do you call your ChromaDB or knowledge base, or should I make a what do you call database call?
It's the tools, right? The
Mhm.
two tools
Mhm.
are by default going to ChromaDB.
Mhm.
So the other tools are going to database or the API is synchronous.
Got it. Nefertari, question for you. In this project, what was the most difficult part?
For this project,
Mhm.
what was the most difficult part? I would have to say using LangChain and trying to understand how to connect the flow of it all. But I focused more on the front end part, so
Mhm.
I didn't have to do that much with the LangChain, except for just make sure that it worked with the program.
Brian, you mentioned you started with Langflow and then you did this. So overall, like, how did you enjoy, means while you're working for this project, what was your excitement and engagement for this project?
I really liked it. Everybody worked together really well. I was able to use my Agile Scrum methods with the project. So I just like made sure that we met every day, made sure we were all up to date on where everybody was. We started with like a flow, a workflow that we could all refer to, which was good. And I just followed that, and we just stayed on top of everything, and we were all able to come together and create the chatbot. So
Very
it's
good,
really
Brian.
fun.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that too, that it was really important that we started with a plan that we all followed. And as Nefertiti was saying, meeting every day. That plan helped us because a couple of times we had to pivot. I mean, I just enjoy just seeing the things work. You know, it was frustrating for me, you know, just like you showed us in class when you would show us LangChain. You said most of it is installing the software. So I was installing a lot of software and changing configurations, and all that took time. And then it would work. And I was like, yes, all right, on to the next step. So I just felt like I learned a lot. Simple things like GitHub, VS Code, all of that stuff. And many people in the class, maybe they've used it, all new to me. So I felt like I had a class within a class. Everything you taught us, and then everything we learned within this project.
Nice. No, I like that. What about you, Irina?
It is so true. The project was planned nicely. We had a plan for every day to meet us. So we had to accomplish something for day one, day two, and we had a great leadership and of Mo and Ratna, because it was really hard work. We needed to put together so many pieces. For me personally, all this in the back end was new to me. I had to learn GitHub, Git Bash, some commands with that. Sometimes we stayed with Matoshi for very, very, very long time. So Ratna helped me to think how to create order table. So I created it in a Visual Studio myself, and then I learned how to work in Postgres SQL, also totally new software for me. I installed it. So it was several cool pieces, fast API. So I researched ChatGPT back and forth, you know, a lot. It was pretty cool project. Every day we were meeting, brainstorming, and when Matush pulled together this presentation, we also like collaborated a lot to see what's great, what little bit to add to it and stuff. yeah, it was awesome. Thank you.
One more thing, Tushar, if I could. I wanted to say that that particularly, I mean, our whole team took on the spirit, but Retina and moved from the start because we looked at it. I think some of us felt like this is a big, tall mountain you all want us to climb. But from the start, they were like, we're going to help each other. Don't worry. Everybody's learning something new here. Let's go for it. And that sort of like got rid of the reservation. And so we all went for it. We all were helping each other. And I think we all learned a lot.
Indeed, I can see like a lot of accomplishment, especially working prototype, right? If it is something working prototype itself is a very, I would say, exciting because you can see, right? Everything works. Initially, it looks like, I think you mentioned very clearly, it's a mountain, right? How do I climb, right? And day by day, when you collectively work together, you can accomplish the mission. So great work. Again, really super excited to see. Any questions for me? Well, I give opportunity to Nena. Any questions as a group? Anything you, while you were working on a project, anything you thought maybe I should know, or any questions, concerns with respect to project?
I would say this is a must-have project. If I was not in this project, I may miss so many things because doing a class is not at all because whenever we did the project, we need to think like, okay, we know all those chunks, but how it all works. And while I was like, we were doing those like diagram and all those things, you need to understand the things properly. Other than that, how you will know. So this is a must-have project. Everyone should do. So I would say thank you to give us opportunity to do this. Yeah, just suggest us anything we should do next. One is certification for sure.
I think I can give you guarantee if you follow the forum. I have written forum and I follow that. Those who are taking AWS class or those who have taken AWS class, and if you do this class, I can give you guarantee you will pass. Having a certification, trust me, it will boost your marketability. Without certification, you can tell, but people may not believe.